Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Morning Show. I am Jason Inman, and this is...
Ashley Victoria Robinson.
Special guest, because she's finally here on a Saturday morning. If you don't know, this is the show where we talk about everything, the news of the week, and we talk a little bit about, you know, just, I don't know, stuff that's fun, stuff that's good. Sorry, apologies for the terrible technical mishap. As soon as I did the previous stream, I hit live stream. YouTube decided to stop working completely, so I had to rebuild a whole brand new stream, and that is why we are starting to. Hope you enjoyed the new. That was supposed to be the pre-show music.
Yeah.
A little bit of Uncle Albert by Paul McCartney. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, Sky Zombie in the chat got it.
Yes, yeah, I saw some other people got it. So like, I thought it was like a chipper little music and stuff like that. And actually, really quick before we get into talking about Superman and all this other stuff like that. What's been going on? Why haven't you been here the last couple Saturdays? I mean, there's no guarantee that you need to be here every Saturday.
That's goddamn right.
That is goddamn right.
I've been in tech rehearsals for the last 2 weeks for a play that's opening in Los Angeles. So if you're in the LA area, come to Theater West. That's right across from Universal City. I'm co-starring in The Man Who Saved Everything. I got a bunch of comp tickets, so DM me and maybe I'll put you on my list.
All right. Ashley V. Robinson on Twitter, so take care of that. I'm pretty good, guys. I'm doing really good. I've been watching a lot of really bad Geek movies for the Schmodown, for the Intergeek Championship of the Schmodown. Really bad movies. I started watching X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That's too bad.
It's the first time I've seen it since I never saw it in the theaters because I watched the illegal cut that leaked with no credits, and I decided not to pay that money.
Don't you want Dominic Monaghan to get paid?
No, I don't.
What a goddamn,
He's in Star Wars now.
What a waste of talent in
All
that
right,
movie.
so real quick, guys, we're going to get into talking about the stories. We're going to talk about all your chats, all your questions. We have your super chats in there. Movie fan Fanobi, thank you so much for your super chat. Hold on to that Inner Geekdom belt, number one. I guess I could pull it up on the... let's see over here. Here, hold on a second.
You're so talented.
Hold on to that Inner Geekdom belt, number one. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you for that super. So you can do super chats like that if you want to skip ahead. You want to get something right to us immediately. But we're going to talk about some news, and we're going to take some questions. We have a contest as well, super friends. So get ready for that. Uttam, I'm mispronouncing your name. Uttam Soni? Love from India. We have somebody from India watching today.
Oh my gosh!
Good morning, welcome. You know, it's actually tomorrow there.
You have the best food.
Yep.
Thank you for curry.
So don't forget, you can do super chat. Also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Jawiin, where right after this live stream ends, we will be doing an after show where we'll be going to Patreon questions and going even deeper. That will only happen at patreon.com/Jawiin. It's the only reason I still do these Saturday morning shows, thanks to the Patreon over there. All right, so Red Samurai brought up a super chat that's going to lead us right into our opening of the show, and that is, his super chat is, I don't like CW, but I love Tyler Hoechlin as Superman, and he deserves his own soup show on HBO with Lucy Hale or Odette Annable for Lois Lane.
Odette Annable for Lois Lane?
Who's Odette Annable? I don't know who
Rain.
that is. Oh, she's from Rain?
No, she's the character Rain.
Oh, no, no good sir, Red Samurai. No.
I'm happy that you think that you like her for that. I wouldn't cast her in that.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting because I think the HBO idea is a good idea for a Superman show, but it'll never happen. Really quick, I want to give a shout out to Michael Turndrup, who in the previous stream, he did a super chat as well, so I want to make sure it's out of that. He said, hey man, no worries, hope you saw my question. If not, here it is. With Lois Lane appearing in the crossover and Superman coming back, could we see the Supergirl version of The Death of Superman? I think so. I hope so.
That'd be cool.
Although it would have made more sense to do that with Rain.
It would have made it more sense to do it before the animated movie.
Yeah. So it's all that stuff like that. All right, so let's talk about the big story of the whole video. We got to it right here. Superman and the CW. It was announced that Tyler Hoechlin is going to be in the 3-part. It's only going to be a three-point Arrowverse crossover with Batwoman, introducing Batwoman and all that good stuff. And it was revealed as well that he will be in every single episode of the crossover. Ashley, is this good news? And also, Ashley, I have a theory for why he's going to be in all 3 episodes.
Is it good news? I guess I don't really care for Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. I think he's fine. I don't have a huge. He's just. I know. Can you imagine? He's just like not. He's not my Superman. That's all. That's all that is. There's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a pick for who I'd like to play Lois Lane.
Ooh, I want to hear it.
You don't know who this actress is. But Tyler Hoechlin is very famous for being on Teen Wolf. There's another actress on Teen Wolf who led a CW show that is called Rain. And her name is Adelaide Kane.
Cool.
And I think she's really good, and I think she would be a great Lois Lane. And then it would be like a nice Teen Wolf kind of crossover joke. I think the reason that we're going to have Mr. Tyler Hoechlin appearing for all 3 episodes is because we're probably going to incapacitate most of our supers. And so he's going to have to show up to save the day. If it were me writing the crossover, and the CW can hire me at any time, I would introduce Batwoman with the classic idea that we know about Batman, that Batman can take out all the other members of the Justice League. So I would drop in Batwoman, have her take out Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl, and so Superman has to show up and like bring her back to the side of the light.
I think you are right, and you kind of took away my theory.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I think that the reason why Superman's going to be in all episodes is the same reason why Batwoman's going to be in all 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. It's to give our series regulars a frickin' break.
Yeah, man.
Because from every... we have some friends that work on these CW shows in the production, the writing staff, the producing side, and apparently Crisis on Earth X killed them.
Yeah.
Absolutely killed them. I actually heard from one of my friends on the show that was on set said that I have never seen Stephen Amell look that tired. And think about it. Last year, they were shooting all 4 shows at the same time.
While they were shooting the
crossovers. They were shooting the
episodes,
crossovers.
Yeah.
So I think that this crossover, I think bringing in Superman, bringing in Batwoman is a way to ease the production. I think this is a production decision, not a creative decision. But to be honest with you, we all kind of complained that Superman wasn't in the crossover last year. So to be honest,
I didn't complain.
Well, I think this is a plus. I look forward to Superman meeting Green Arrow.
I think when you look at the overall picture of the shared universes, I think if you're going to introduce Superman, I think to not include him in the crossover was a mistake. So
exactly.
That'll be cool.
We have a couple super chats here real quick. Ben Rayner said, you think Superman will come to Earth 1 or stay on Earth 38? I think he'll stay on Earth 38.
I think so too. I think the possibility of introducing him on Earth 1 is a little troubling.
Yeah.
Unless Barry's just going to destroy the timeline again, which, like, who knows, man?
Yep.
It could happen.
And then Jared Kuntz gave $1. Thank you so much, Jared Kuntz. We have a Tidy88 in the chat right there, said that Court of Owls is the plot for the crossover. No, it's not.
I would doubt it. But you never know.
No, not going to happen. No, I'm telling you right now, it is not the plot. All right, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm glad that Superman's going to be in it. And, so anything like that. Talking about something else that I'm also pretty excited about as I'm managing the other stuff here over here on all the various windows.
13 windows open.
Yeah, I have a lot of windows trying to go on. Mark Newman, why is there no towel with a towel loop? Why? Because I want to. Raymond Verata says, Batwoman versus Superman, Dawn Oi Justice? LOL.
I think it's Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. But
or maybe because Kane is Jewish, it's like Dawn Oi Justice.
I mean, I don't think they'll do that. I
think we might get something closer to a World's Finest type story
I
with
agree.
these 2 characters.
I think if you're going to see conflicts between these characters, it'll be from Arrow, Flash, or Supergirl towards those 2. I think those 2, to have 2 introductory characters have a fight or something like that is too much.
This is also a great opportunity for them to revisit the introduction of Batman and Superman in the animated series where they're like spying on each other. I would love to see that.
Speaking of spies, let's talk about Watchmen!
Hey!
It was announced the other day that Watchmen series by Damon Lindelof was given a full series order. I already thought that it had a full series order. It's no talk about how many episodes it's going to be, whether it's going to be 10 episodes or 13. Predicting on Damon Lindelof's past, I bet it's going to be 10. So Damon Lindelof says, and I quote, he says, some of these characters will be unknown, new faces, new masks to cover them. We tend to revisit the past century of costume adventuring through a surprising yet familiar set of eyes, and it is here we'll be taking our greatest risks. So that, to me, actually is interesting. Now, I know you are not a huge fan of Watchmen, but you are a huge fan of Damon Lindelof.
I am.
I love Damon Lindelof. I love Watchmen. I have been excited yet worried about this series as it constantly comes out. To be honest with you, I'm very excited that this is going to tell a new story, because I was really worried that it was just going to adapt the comic book again, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Can I ask you a question about this
Let me finish my thought.
Story? Okay.
Let me finish the thought.
Okay.
So from that statement, I am predicting that this is going to be told through the eyes of a character that is already established in the comic book. That is what this tells me. But it's when he says surprising, that's where it gets interesting. Now, what is your question?
So I kind of have twofold questions. One, do we actually believe these are new characters, or does this mean that we're pulling from, I can't think of the name of it, the Jeff Johns Watchmen series?
Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock. Is that what these new characters are, and we just don't know that yet?
Well, I'm actually going to, and this is by no means a correction or to tell you you're wrong. Marionette and the mime that he introduced, those actually aren't new characters.
I'm not reading Doomsday Clock.
It's all right. It's not great.
Also, I think this the surprise character that we're seeing through the eyes of, I think, and what I think would be interesting is if we actually get one of the cast members from the movie to reprise their role.
Oh, I don't think that'll happen.
And that we reveal that, and that's who we've been watching for. I really just think they're going to bring Rorschach back because everyone loves Rorschach.
Oh, Jackie Earl Haley?
Yeah.
Jackie Earl Haley, yeah.
Yeah, and he works for Amazon money, so I'm sure he'd be happy to jump over to HBO.
Yeah, I think, no, I'm trying to come up. I think the character that you're going to see is that's going to tell this story. I think it's going to be the original Night Owl. I was trying to look up his name.
Oh,
because if you remember in the comic book, at the back of each of the chapters, you got to read, I think Holland Mason is his name or something like that. You got to read his book about his time adventuring.
His book is also, fun Easter egg, in Kingdom Come, you can see his book in one of the bookstores.
It's called like Behind the Mask or something like that.
Or, Under the Mask, something like that.
I'm trying to research
I'm sure
it.
someone in the chat will tell us.
Please tell us in the chat. But I think we're going to see that book.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's doing.
That'd be cool.
And to be honest with you, if that's if I'm right on this, awesome. That sounds great. That makes me more excited.
Would love nothing more than if we kind of do like a Breaking Bad thing and we start at the end and it's just Dr. Manhattan being like, well, this is how these fools got here. Here we go.
I think the end of Watchmen season 1 is all of the heroes stab Dr. Manhattan in the chest and he goes, you should have gone for the head.
Oh.
White.
Do we think if we see Dr. Manhattan, he's going to be naked again?
I hope not. I don't need CGI penis anymore. I appreciate that Zack Snyder was like, we're gonna have a CGI penis. We are gonna do a Smurf penis. I don't know why Zack Snyder sounds like an angry biker.
Sounds like Batman.
Look, Dawn of Justice, I'm Zack Snyder. All of our characters are gonna be angry. And you're gonna see a penis on screen. And then it's like the executives be like, Zack, I don't think we need more penis in this movie. In fact, I'm going to put a Superman penis in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
You're welcome.
In fact, I heard that's why he got fired. He tried to put a penis in Justice League.
Oh, is that what happened?
We're going to... Hollis T. Mason, thank you, Mother Beatbox. So we have a couple super chats here. I want to throw them in here before we go to our final story here. Thank you guys for the super chat. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So super chat, we have one from the Red Samurai who says, I want another DC animated universe with the same quality as the DC animated U with the new Batman and Superman shows, and Chris Sabat Vegeta. I don't know who that is.
Vegeta is a character from Dragon Ball.
Oh, thank you. Voicing Batman and Dave Wittenberg Kabashi Hataki as Superman. Well, that's interesting.
I don't know who either of those people are.
I don't watch
what they sound like.
I don't watch Dragon Ball Z, so I'm sorry. I apologize. Raymond Verata, thank you so much, Raymond, says, how do you have exclusive Funko Pops made? Val Kilmer has his own Iceman Pop. Don't you want a Jupiter Jet Pop? We have a couple Pops from Big T Collectibles.
Big J Customs.
Big J Customs.
In fact, let me see if I can find them.
They're right there. They're right over in that box right there. That he made for us. In fact, he sold them, both of us. We're going to put them, because we're debating about rearranging the set. And, yeah, he made some of these of us.
Jason and Ashley Pops.
And we're going to do that, whatever.
But honestly, the way you get,
you gotta be
I'll
really
say it on
famous.
mic, the way you get a custom pop made if you're not a famous person, is you hire a nice person like Big J Customs or someone else on Etsy whose style you like, and they'll make one for you.
Yeah.
Usually for a pretty reasonable price.
Andreas Macris asks, what plot this crossover could use? Jordan Wilson says, I could definitely buy a Jupiter Jet Pop. I would love that.
Yeah, truly.
So, Andreas Macris, what plot? I mean, I think this crossover, I think it's going to be something where there's something wrong with Arrow or Flash. There's something wrong with one of them. And Batwoman somehow has the solution, and that's why they go to Gotham City. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Or it's somehow, I don't think the Canes have a foundation, but they are like an old family in Gotham, so maybe she has access to something that they need.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the final story here. I want to talk about James Bond. Danny Boyle left. Danny Boyle from Trainspotting, from Trainspotting 2.
From the amazing Frankenstein play with Benedict Cumberbatch and Johnny Lee Miller.
And also Trainspotting. Danny Boyle actually directed he actually directed 007 before.
Oh yeah?
Because he directed the clip of Daniel Craig escorting the Queen to the opening ceremonies when the Olympics were in London a couple years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He shot that whole scene, because it was like the Queen and James Bond were they repelled into the stadium. Danny Boyle shot that.
I'm going to be honest. The only two parts of the opening ceremonies I watched were Benedict Cumberbatch's introduction and Kenneth Branagh's speech.
Yes. So anyways, so Danny Boyle leaving this movie, I think, is kind of sad. It's kind of sad because it now guarantees that Bond will not make its release date. The next Bond movie was supposed to come out next year. It will not come out next year, no matter what now. There's just no way that a director could throw this around. It also tells me that there must not be a script either.
They must not be that far into pre-production if he can just walk away.
Yeah, because...
and they didn't say creative differences, so I don't think he was fired. That's usually the short term for we done booted you out the door.
I think it's they didn't pay him enough.
Maybe. I mean, I like Danny Boyle. I like that he comes from a theatrical tradition. Hey, look, bonus cat in the background.
Brago, walk into the background, everybody.
Directs a lot of theater. I think he's a real actorly director, which I think would go good with Daniel Craig's style of Bond. I'm still shocked we're getting another Bond movie with Daniel Craig, to be completely honest.
Well, as much as he bitched about it as Spectre.
He did. Yes. Look, if you're playing a superhero, if you're playing James Bond, your job is not that hard. Shut up and no complain about it. However, he did break his knee, so I have a little bit of empathy for that. I'm bummed because I think he's a great director. I think he would have been great for the project. I hope they find someone of equally impressive pedigree, I guess. Yeah,
I want a director that... everybody's saying Christopher Nolan, but I think Christopher Nolan is locked into
Isn't he also American?
The directors of Bond don't have to be only British.
But they like them to. He's playing. Our cat is making noise.
Our cat is making noise. Trying to figure out. He's playing with a zipper back there. Michael Turndrip says, don't you think it's time for James Bond to take a rest? No, because... No!
I love James Bond.
That, to me, is... And this is no offense towards you. I always think when I hear that, that's a lazy statement, because I think that's a lazy statement because a good writer can take any character, any story, and make it work. And if your writer can't make it work, find a different writer.
I mean, for God's sake, we have a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and it's not garbage, which I think proves
that anybody can write anything.
I think James Bond...
We also have a Mr. Miracle comic book, by the way.
That's
character that nobody cares about. That is one of the best comic books out there right now.
James Bond is a franchise that the longer you look back at it, the more flawed it becomes.
Yep.
But one of the great things about the fact that the franchise has continued is we do get a chance to evolve with it. Like we had in Skyfall, we had the implication that Bond sleeps with men and women, which is a very progressive idea, which you never would have got out of Sean Connery. And
I think
that's what's exciting about that franchise for me, is it can change.
I think the bigger thing to take from Skyfall is that Skyfall transcended it into like almost a real dramatic movie. It wasn't, because Bond are just action movies. They're just action movies. There's ways. Bond is like Batman. That, how Batman can be in a sci-fi story. And Michael Turndrip, I apologize. I meant no offense, my friend.
No. We're not. We're just obviously very passionate about
Yeah, we're just very passionate. Because I would die. I would die to write a Bond movie. And I have an idea for a Bond movie.
Gotta get on pitching that Bond comic.
I actually joked online that my Bond movie would be Bond v. Hunt, Dawn of Mission 007.
Dawn of aging action stars.
So yeah, it's one of those things. I hope they find it. I know Edgar Wright is being bandied around, but I think Edgar Wright would be a bad choice.
He wouldn't be my first choice. I would say that.
You know, I'm gonna throw out a weird choice that nobody is going to. That nobody would ever predict to direct a Bond movie, but I think he would do a fantastic job, and I'm going to give you the two movies that prove why he would do a fantastic job, but he would never take the job.
Yeah.
Steven Soderbergh.
Soderbergh.
What did I say?
Soderbergh.
Oh, I thought there was an N in there. Is there not an N in there?
I think it's Soderbergh.
We're gonna find out. I don't think it's Soderbergh.
It's a pop.
We derailed the conversation. Soderbergh. Oh, you are right.
Yeah, I was right.
Oh, I thought it was Soderbergh.
It's okay. It's not a big deal.
All right, cool.
Now we know.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad that we determined that. So, anyways, I don't even know what. So the reason why I think he would make a great Bond film is because he has directed amazing crime films like Get Out, Ocean's 11, and Logan Lucky. So he has proved that he can add some grit. He's a great screenwriter. And also, Bond movies are chase heisty movies. And what is every Ocean's movie? Every Ocean's movie is heisty. He shoots a beautiful movie. So I think that he would bring some interest, but he's very creator controlled. Like he doesn't direct.
He's an auteur.
He is an auteur, and that's why his movies are either really great or they're really terrible. He's made some really terrible movies as well. As big as a fan, but I think he would do a great job. But he's an American.
Yeah.
I don't think he would take it because the Broccoli's are too controlling.
I think also David Cronenberg would be really, really great. It would be a very dark. He's a nice Canadian, so not English, but still monarchy. I think if you look at things like Eastern Promises, if we could get that kind of Cronenberg, because he does, for my taste, he does go too weird, artsy fartsy sometimes. But I think he'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Patty Jenkins. She's always a good choice.
Ooh, Patty Jenkins.
All Patty Jenkins. Give her everything as far as I'm concerned.
You know what? There is another. You'd have to. I'm gonna.
Furious Googling.
I'm furious trying to Google her name. No, that is not correct. Google. I'm talking to the computer. You guys can't see. Okay, Rachel Talalay. Is the director who directed Heaven Sent, which is one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever. She is British. She also directed the final 12th Doctor. Anyways, and I think that she graduated to movies. Give it to her.
Why not?
There you go. And it'd be a lady. I don't think a lady has directed Bond.
I'm gonna say only white guys have directed Bond.
I'm seeing a couple of things. Is the video out of sync with the audio? If it is, I don't know if I can.
And that's where you're at the mercy of the internet. I apologize.
Yeah, everybody's saying the video's out of sync. Yeah, guys, we can't. I literally can't do anything about it. YouTube really
just pretend you're watching a nice Japanese dub.
YouTube is shit when it comes to streaming. To be honest with you, I've already dealt with it. So let's jump into the poll list. This is going to be my choices for comics that you should read next Wednesday. I did not. Ashley wasn't going to join until this morning, so these are not her choices. These are all mine. We have 3 good comic books here that I think are really good choices. Next is coming out next Wednesday is the Nightwing Annual #1. It's written by Benjamin Percy, and he's doing a great run over there on Nightwing. The next one is Isola #5 by Brennan Fletcher and Carl Kessel. If you like fantasy stuff. Kerschel, excuse me, I'm just mispronouncing all kinds of names. And X-Men Blue #34 is written by Cullen Bunn. It's doing some really interesting stuff with the future of Magneto and all this other stuff like that.
Yeah, you've been getting really into that lately.
Cullen's been killing it. Cullen has been killing it. He's been doing a good job. That's all I gotta say.
Cool.
I just wanted to end. I wanted a dramatic pause. Cullen has been doing a really good job.
Yeah, he's solid.
The next part of our section, if you guys watch this Saturday morning show, we'll get to your super chats here in a second. Is I like to talk about action figures that I love. You know I love action figures. Got plenty of action figures. You love action figures as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You have Ashley's action figures are over here. You can't even see them.
I have a shelf of all lady action figures.
There's a new action figure out, Ashley.
Is there?
And we're going to be going to a comic book shop later today, Earth 2 in Sherman Oaks, California. And
used to work there.
So if you're going to go to if you're in Los Angeles area, and about an hour after the show, I'm going to be at Earth 2 Sherman Oaks. So if you want to come meet me,
bring us a coffee. Would you?
This came out this week, and I'm so excited that they finally made an action figure of this. Spider-Ham.
Oh, I didn't know they made a Spider-Ham!
The Spider-Ham action figure came out this week. I do not have...
And he's not a chase? Like, he's on his own?
He is his own character that you can buy. He is not a chase figure. He is the full-on character. He comes with... I think he comes with... Because the Build-A-Figure for his series is either... Carnage or Venom, and you get like the entire chest piece with Spider-Ham.
I want to say it's Carnage, but I might be wrong.
I think it's Carnage because it's part of the Venom series or whatever.
Yeah.
But I am so excited, and I actually hope that he's there when we go to the comic book shop.
Oh my god, can we put him beside Gwen?
Yes. Yes.
So cool.
Because I'm very, very excited. They also finally made the House of M Spider-Man in that series, and I hope he's there as well because I'm going to pick him up as well.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
So many action figures. All right. So we have a couple super chats here, and the super chats one of the super chats go into
our next section.
Yes, but really quickly, guys, before we get to the super chat, Fode S says, I don't get the appeal of action figures. I love action figures because they're tiny statues, and I can pose them however I want, and statues are very expensive.
Yes.
That's honestly why I love them, because I love all the statues I see, but they're so expensive. But to me, I can spend $25 or $20, and I get a mini statue.
And sometimes statues are unwieldy. We were given by Sideshow a really amazing Superman and a really amazing Wonder Woman. They're like 3 feet tall and like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful, they're well crafted, they're gorgeous, but they're a lot harder to manipulate than your Superman collection or my Wonder Woman collection.
Well, like the Cyclops that I pointed out, that I can just be like, hey, he's punching himself in the balls. Yeah, I like that pose.
Also, one of the best Cyclops costumes.
Yep. I am Zack Snyder, and I'm here. My pitch for X-Men.
Cyclops wiener.
I'm going to reboot X-Men, and he's going to have a red glowing wiener. I don't know why that joke is carrying on. All right, so
I'm so sorry.
Really quickly before we get to the super chats, guys, we do a Patreon question of the week. Again, Patreon. We're gonna do a Patreon after show. I don't know where that graphic is. Patreon.com/Jawiin. My Patreon question is from Brock Severson, who said, "Which Disney afternoon cartoon would you like to see make a comeback?" Ooh. That question is, of course, Darkwing Duck, no doubt. Darkwing Duck.
Speaking of action figures.
Darkwing Duck. Right here. I have the Funko because it's so amazing. It looks so much better than any Darkwing Duck action figure there was ever. I was actually thinking about buying some old Darkwing Duck action figures. And then that one popped up. So it's pretty great.
And they made new DuckTales action figures too.
Yeah, we bought all the stuff like that, you know. All right.
I want Lilo and Stitch to come back.
Cool. So we have really quickly Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
That show was so good.
We have a couple super chats here. Let's see the super chat. We might be. Let's see if you can read it. Super chat right here is from Movie Fanobi, who says Inner Geekdom match is live. More nerve/practice. Movie Fanobi, this is perfect because this goes right into the next section of the show. I am studying. I'm not really studying that much because it's so random that you don't know. I'm more trying to just watch movies that I'm not as familiar with, or movies that I haven't seen in a long time, which is the reason why I watched X-Men Origins, because I haven't seen that movie in 15 years. This goes into, guys, well, by the way, the live Collider event is September 8th in Los Angeles, California at the El Porter Theater. I think there are very few tickets live. Schmodown Live, you can go do that. I am defending my belt as the Inner Geekdom. And I thought right now I would do this thing where I would allow you to type some questions into the chat right now, Inner Geekdom questions. Now, here are some caveats. They cannot be impossibly hard. So you cannot ask me the numbers of stupid shit, okay? You can't be like, what is the number of blah, 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 or an impossibly hard question like Mike Kalinowski got. It must make sense. I must be able to understand it. So there are some Inner Geekdom questions. Ashley, I'm going to put you on the spot to ask me some Inner Geekdom questions live. You can ask me Lord of the Rings questions.
I will.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Do not just shout them out. But my favorite question you're going to help me train. You're going to help me keep that belt. My favorite question that comes into the chat, a trivia question, will win the Batman vs. Two-Face Blu-ray.
William
Shatner. I will send this to you, and I will give you whatever. But I'm looking for great questions here. You're going to help me Train in the chat right now. Adam Grunther has asked me a normal question. Who would be a good overarching villain in the MCU to replace Thanos? I'm going to say Howard the Duck. Okay. So Ashley, we are training for the Collider live event. Ask away. Ask me some questions.
How many rings do the elves get?
In what?
In Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
okay, we're talking.
Duh.
You always have to couch it with what this
Lord
is.
of the Rings. How many rings do the elves get?
They get 3.
How many rings do the dwarves get?
They get. This is the one that's always hard.
I know.
7.
Yes, they do.
They get 7.
How many do the men get?
The men get 9.
That's right.
Okay. A couple more questions, guys. I see some questions popping up in the thing.
What did the 9 kings become when they're corrupted?
They become Nazgul / ring raids.
That's right.
Yeah.
Name all the members of the Fellowship.
Oh,
all 9.
All 9 members of the Fellowship?
Yeah, here, okay.
Frodo. Oh, you're going to count for me? Okay.
Yeah.
It's Frodo, Sam, Perry.
No.
No. Pippin. I mixed. That's their shipper name.
Yeah.
Pippin and Merry.
Yeah.
Gandalf.
Yeah.
Aragorn.
Yeah.
Gimli.
Yeah.
Legolas.
Yeah.
Boromir.
There you go.
And my special favorite member, Bill.
Oh, Bill the Pony.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some questions in here. Okay, we have some questions in here, but Ben Rayner, I don't know what Titanic you mean, so I don't know how to answer that question. Langley Neely is a great question. What state is the real James T. Kirk from? He's from Iowa. He actually is from Iowa in both versions of the movies. What's the name of Darkwing Duck's evil counterpart? That is not a movie. Who was cast as Callum before Michelle Pfeiffer took over the role? That would never be asked. Nadia Bethia, what is Frozone from Incredibles' wife name? I believe it's Honey, but I don't think Incredibles will be in the thing. Travis Mercer, it's not okay. It's only about movies, guys. It's the movie trivia showdown.
Well, here's a good one from Black Bantha. Who was the first to fall victim to Kylo Ren's lightsaber on screen?
Oh shit.
That's a good question. I can see the character in my brain, but I have no idea what his name is.
Okay, Black Bantha. That's
a good question.
That was a great question. It's Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
But what his character name is I don't know. Oh, interesting. Black Bantha, Black Bantha, I think you have won. That was a great question. What is the name of that character, Black Bantha? I'm actually going to look it up. See if I beat you. See if the delay. Let's see what character he plays in Star Wars. I don't know if he ever said his name in the damn Lor San Tekka. Do they ever say that?
I don't know, man.
All right. So,
Black
Bantha. I'm gonna try to see if I can tag him. Yep, here I can tag him. Black Bantha, you have won. Hold that up for the gentleman. Let him see his prize. Email me at jasoninman@jawiin.com to claim your prize, my friend. Okay? That is a great question. Yeah. That was a really great question. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna go back to thank you for all your questions. Thank you for going. But Black Bantha, that was a great question. Lor San Tekka. What? What the fuck, man? Lor San Tekka. That's a great question, man. All right. I think I have another super chat in here. You can see I just gave you spoilers right there. Spoilers for nothing. Really quickly before we go to super chat, though, we're going to talk about, you don't know, guys, we have a new comic coming out. Science. It's called Science. It is 80 pages of exciting science adventures and drama, plus 10 pages of extra material. It is our next original graphic novel. It is about Tamsin, a 14-year-old girl who goes to the most advanced science school ever. And she has to learn how to deal with being at that school while at the same time possibly tracking down the murderer of her father. It is coming to Kickstarter on September 12th. Ashley, this is the cover of the book.
It is.
It is drawn by Becca Farrow.
The awesome.
How awesome is Becca Farrow? How do we know her?
Well, we know her. You credited her for Gem and the Holograms. Her and Jen St. Ange, who helped us out on Jupiter Jet, are two of the main artists on that reboot series that kind of put Gem back on the map in the way that the live-action movie could never do. Also, if you're a fan of the WWE comics, she does a bunch of the covers that feature the lady wrestlers, which are very cool. You've probably seen a lot of her fan art all over the internet. That's how I knew her. And Becca's just an amazing up-and-coming artist, and we were lucky enough to snag her for Science.
Yes. So that's coming to Kickstarter September 12th. I have an email list out if you are good. Like, I've just shot out some super exclusive email artwork. I'm just going to say it. We just got this agreement. If you are interested in writing and you're interested in comic books, one of our rewards is a script review by X-Men Blue writer Cullen Bunn.
Hey, we talked about him earlier.
We just talked about him, yeah. So if you are interested in writing comic books and that kind of stuff like that, you can write a script and Cullen Bunn will read it and give you notes. Get notes from the professional dude who wrote X-Men, who's written Uncanny X-Men, X-Men Blue, and also he's written one of my favorite comic book series of all time, The Sixth Gun. So that's all good. Like, that's good stuff like that. So September 12th is when the Kickstarter. You'll see it all over. All of you watching, we have currently we have 102 people watching live right now. So if all of you would help out and donate, man, it would make. That's the only way. Think about it. You can pre-order this book. The only way you can get this book is through the Kickstarter. It will never, ever be released anywhere else. You're buying the book.
You're pre-ordering it. That's it.
And if you like Jupiter Jet, you like all the stuff we do, I think you're gonna dig the book. So that's coming soon. Jesse Johnson says, I'm looking forward to this. Thank you so much, Jesse Johnson.
You.
We have another super chat that we haven't got to, and then after that, we're gonna do some chats in the questions. And guys, don't forget about super chat, stuff like that. ZMusic213. Hi, Jason. Hi, ZMusic213.
2013.
Did I say it wrong? I'm saying everything wong today. Okay.
It's Saturday morning. It's real cash.
It is.
It's fun.
It is Saturday morning, and we're just having fun, guys, and we're all having fun. Okay. ZMusic213 says hi, Ashley.
2013.
2013.
It's 2013.
Sorry.
Hello.
There you go. Sorry. I wanted to mispronounce his name again. Okay.
Or hers. We don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Or maybe they're non-binary. We don't assume gender.
I'm Zack Snyder.
I'm on more penises on
I'm here for James Bond. And I want a non-binary penis in that movie. James Bond is going to show his penis. We're going to, the opening of the movie, you're going to see, again, I don't know why I talk so tough, because Zack Snyder does not talk this tough. I've met Zack Snyder. He does not talk like this.
No, he's a very nice man.
You're going to see the gun barrel. It's going to doom, 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 penis.
Wiener.
CGI penis. Okay.
And we make fun with all due love and respect.
Yeah.
We really do.
I like Zack Snyder. He's a good director.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a super chat here from Mark Newman, who said, fun Saturday show. Thank you so much. In honor of it, what were your favorite Saturday morning cartoons as a kid? Also, any other Versus videos coming soon? Ashley, I'm going to let you take the cartoon question, but real quick, we know Versus videos coming soon. We're so busy. We don't have time for a schedule. Going forward as of right now, the channel is going to be Saturday morning shows, possibly a deeper dive kind of video essay kind of video, but we're working on it. Those won't happen until October because we have to get through this Kickstarter, and then fan theories, which now that I'm out of rehearsals, we have time to produce again. Yep. A lot of it is just because of my new job with the Code, with CBS the Code. Again, I'm working a full-time job. So, like, that's the reason why I can do the Saturday morning show. And isn't the Saturday morning show better than nothing?
Yes, and DC TV Recap will be a staple as well.
DC TV Recap will return once the show starts.
Will return.
Yeah, so there you go. HBO presents the Blue Penis Chronicles for movie finale. I love it.
Oh, my God.
And then Captain N.
Did we answer what our favorite Saturday morning cartoons were?
What's your Saturday morning cartoon shows?
Just because of when I came up, Animaniacs was always in reruns on Saturday mornings, so that always comes to mind. And then X-Men Evolution. I used to set my alarm clock to get up to watch X-Men Evolution.
Yep.
So.
Captain N says, late into the show, starting from the beginning, here's some support before the show ends. Thank you so much, Captain N.
Thank you.
I'm gonna call you Captain Nemo. That's my idea.
The comic book character or the literary character?
Both.
There you go.
Both. I mean, they're technically the same characters.
I know they are.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so we have time for a couple more chat questions in the chat. So throw out some questions there and throw out some, super chats if you want to make sure that your question gets answered, because we are up to the dilly dallies of all of us. Ashley and I are going to record a couple geek history lessons today.
We are.
One of them is going to be about a kung fu character, and then one of them is going to be about comics. Boy, that's specific. So we're doing that kind of stuff. Jordan Wilson says, how is your Superman prose book coming along, Jason? Also love both of your shirts. I have the sweatshirt version of Jason's. Oh, cool.
Hey.
So yeah, I have been working on a prose book for a while. I got a great person to do the introduction. But Jordan, here's the honest truth. I submitted it to a couple publishers, and one publisher told me that they didn't want to publish it, but they wanted to publish another idea of mine as a prose book. So I have stopped the Superman book for now. It'll sell, don't worry. And I'm working on this other book now, which I cannot talk about yet. So, so it's going fine. It's going fine. But the person that agreed to do the forward is really cool. Is a really cool dude. And hopefully, one day I can get him on the Saturday morning show. I think that would be freaking fantastic. Z-Music213 says, Jason, Ashley, do you think if Arrow gets a season 8 that Laurel will finally be the real Black Canary? Also, I pronounce it like the year.
2013.
Oh, yeah, because I keep...
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to call you 213. I'm just going to call you 213 from now on. I don't know if she'll be full-on Black Canary because the lady who plays Dinah Drake is still in the show.
I'll say this. I hope not.
Yeah.
If I will be surprised if Arrow gets a season 8, as much as I would like to see it.
I don't think it should. Again, I have a theory. I have a theory where all shows should stop at 7 seasons. I have that theory from starting the Next Generation. It's a perfect time to end your series. You can end sooner than 7, but you should never go past 7 because TNG's last season is awful. It's really bad, and I love TNG. There's maybe 5 good episodes in the whole season, and one of those good episodes is the finale, which doesn't count because usually finales are either really great or really terrible.
Can I pick a question from the chat because I saw it and I want to answer it?
Sure.
Jesse Johnson asked, Ashley, which Robin comic should I pick up? If you've never read a Robin comic, DC is reprinting all of the Tim Drake 90s stuff.
And they're called Robin, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3.
I would say get Volume 1 and start there.
It's a great
That's my preferred Robin. And then if you like it, you have 7 volumes to catch up on.
I will also say another one that's great is there's a trade that collects the entire 13 issues. It's called Robin, Son of Batman, and that's about Damian.
And then
written by Patrick Gleason, who has been on several Geek History Lessons.
Friend of the show. If you like Dick Grayson, Robin Year One is a really
It's
great
one of the best comic books of all time.
Intro to the character. They usually sell it in a version that has Batgirl Year One as well, which is also awesome.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Robin recommendation.
We had a super chat come up. Let's see if I don't know if I can bring it up on screen or not. No, it's cut out. I'm sorry. Movie Fanobi says, what's your take on 60-plus comic store closing sad? Ashley, you are a former comic book store employee. You've worked at 2 comic book stores.
Both still open.
Both still open. 60-plus. I don't know whether that 60-plus is in the last year or not. How do you feel about that? Or any thoughts? Any concerns?
I feel mixed about it.
Yep.
If businesses are bad, they fail.
I mean, that's the honest truth.
And Jason and I have dealt with a lot of comics retail professionals, especially in the last year.
Yeah.
Working on Jupiter Jet last couple years. A lot of them are wonderful. A lot of them are staunch supporters of ours. We work really hard.
And we've met some really great retailers, too.
Yeah, with the publishers that work with us. We've met publishers in different countries who have been supporters of us. Strange Adventures in Fredericton, New Brunswick has been one of our greatest supporters. And they didn't know us from Adam.
I think it's Big Bang Comics in Ireland loves us too.
Yeah.
They were lovely. They were lovely in Ireland. They sought me out to make sure they had Jupiter Jet.
And so retailers like that mean a lot to me, and I value what they do, and I hope that they can sustain. But I will say that all of those stores seem to be doing great business. They have signings.
Earth
they have
2
events.
at Sherman Oaks, which we'll be at in probably about an hour. Come meet us. Unannounced meetup.
Yeah, there you go.
Earth 2 Sherman Oaks, California, at about 1 p.m. We'll probably be there. They're doing fine as well.
Yeah, they have 2 locations, in fact. I will say, conversely, I have worked with as on the publishing side, and then just as a customer, a lot of stores that are awful.
Yeah.
That are not supportive, that are not friendly, and that are not welcoming. And in my opinion, if those are the stores that are closing, good riddance.
Mm-hmm.
They're holding the industry back. They're the reason why brick and mortar and publishing are suffering, and the reason why comics have a bad reputation. I don't know all the 60 stores that are closing, but it doesn't bother me that stores close if better stores are going to come up and take their place. If we're going to get stores like Arsenal Comics that are opening and expanding, awesome.
Oh yeah, our good friend Timmy Heeg, Arsenal Comics in Ventura is opening second location, and his comic book store is it in Thousand Oaks, I think.
Yes.
So his original store, Arsenal Comics,
they're mint
in Thousand Oaks, is great. It's one of the best comic book stores I've ever been to in my entire life, and it's so good. And let's be honest here, I love comic books, but when you walk into the comic book store and you're like, we've all been into it, where it's like super dusty and it's dirty
and they're not friendly,
and the people just stare you down.
I mean, we went into one in Portland earlier this year that was exactly that.
It was in a basement.
Yeah.
It was in a basement of a house, and it was like the dirtiest thing ever. And I picked up this one Superman action figure that I wanted to buy, which was covered in dust, because I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh, this has been sitting here forever. You could tell it had been out in the sun, the color, but I thought it was a cool looking figure, that I still wanted it. And the dude tried to...
You wouldn't deal on it.
He tried to sell it to me for like $40, and I was like, are you crazy? This is damage, my friend.
Yeah. So I guess ultimately I have mixed feelings about 60 plus stores closing.
I will say this. I've seen a lot of people put the blame on the publishers, which I think
that's
bullshit.
wrong.
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's 50% the publisher and it's 50% the store. But we know so many successful comic book stores that if you're good at it, the Perky Nerd, one in Burbank that opened 3 years ago, still going strong.
And the way, I've never run a store, but I've worked in retail extensively. The way that you succeed is by fostering community and working with your demographic. If your demographic doesn't read Justice League, don't order Justice League. You know who'll get the memo? DC will get the memo.
Yeah.
If your store likes indie comics, buy indie comics. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of complicated things, and I'm sure great stores close, and I'm sure shitty stores flourish. But ultimately, all industries are like that. Toys R Us is all closing, and I'm not particularly sad about that either.
Well, it is the thing. It's a comic book store is just like any other business. If the store is great, it will stay open, and if they're good at business, it will stay open. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Zack Snyder took over DC Comics and Marvel Comics and put a penis in every book. A good comic book store could sell those books.
Yes.
Saga's
full of dicks.
All kinds of dicks.
And those books sell.
Yeah. So I know we got into a little bit, but the reason we got into a diatribe is because we love comic books so much.
We're passionate about comics retail because good retailers, especially as independent creators, good retailers who champion us are worth their weight in gold.
Exactly, and we love them.
Yeah.
And they're just as passionate about comic books from the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, all right, we're going to take a final question here, and we're going to end the show. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Damn Fine Cup of Coffee said, which DC character would you like to see get a TV show? The Question. Or Blue Beetle. Jaime Reyes. Who do you want to... what DC character should get a TV show?
A Birds of Prey is a really easy cop-out answer, because I know there's a Birds of Prey movie in development, and I know there was a crappy Birds of Prey TV show, but I really think you get a cool television show out of that in the Arrowverse.
Sweet. So. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love that you're here on a Saturday morning show. As of right now, all 111 of you, thank you so much. I'm very pleased. Don't forget, you can support us on Patreon. Where the Patreon after show will be happening basically as soon as I can turn it on, as I can leave here and turn it on. And the Patreon after show will be happening over there, and we'll be answering more Patreon questions. So if you want to get into that, Patreon, any level, even the $1 level, can join at patreon.com, and that is the greatest thing like that. I love that Mark Newman said John Campea won Best Live Series. Maybe this show will win next year. I hope so. I'm hoping to advance this and move forward and make it cooler and get a better camera, and I'm sorry for the live streaming issues. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Inman. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter. I have a little handy overlay at Jawiin. Ashley doesn't have that overlay because, again, I didn't know she was going to be here. Ashley, where can they follow you on Twitter?
At Ashley V. Robinson.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And I don't know why I pulled that up at all.
Just to remind you.
Yeah, just in case. Don't forget this. We talked about Superman. And a lot of Zack Snyder P this. So thank you so much for watching.